Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 731, if I'm correct. Yeah, I think I'm correct. 731 days of consecutive daily blogging and podcasting without any hiccup or day off. Kind of achievement. For some people it probably is nothing special, but for a person like me, always struggling with procrastination and short-lived routines, that's quite an achievement to be almost 2 years in the business and never slip up. And tomorrow is a second anniversary of Blunt Force Healing Project, both blog and podcast. It's an amazing feeling because it also aligns with my wife's birthday. So it will be episode 732. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make any fancy recording for that, but I'll do my best because we are planning on taking a day off tomorrow from the business of sauna, and we might as well manage it with a day off for Julian from school, albeit we were not super happy to take him off school, but we want to spend that day together and go somewhere nice. And that means that we will have to operate in a way that will be incompatible with dropping and picking up Julian from school. So we will probably have to allow him that single day off for a reason other than important. It is still important, but it's birthday, so it's not like we're going for doctor's appointment or like it's related to some sudden urge or need. But yeah, it is what it is. We need to balance life to some extent. We still want to keep Julian's absence for as little as possible because last year we went too far. It's not affecting his grades or his performance or anything like that, but still is, if he is in the school system, then we want to respect the rules of that system. If we switch to homeschooling at some stage ever, then obviously we will have a different set of rules to comply with. Anyway, let's switch to the today's update, and today's update is obviously about the day before, which was Tuesday. Tuesday was a very specific day. A couple of things. First, in the morning after dropping Julian to school, we did not go as many times we do in the morning to the bakery shack or anywhere else to get our coffees. We drank coffee at home. We spent some time doing our stuff, especially that it was quite a packed day. I had to clean up the sauna, and that was like a deep clean of the sauna. And when it dried up when I cleaned it up, it was drying up. I left it open, and Elizabeth and myself, we decided to go to Murva instead of Rosnaula, to the beach, and do a little jog. The problem with that idea was that I wasn't running for quite a while. I don't recall the last time I did a longer run. I might have done some jog in between now and the last couple of months, but I didn't do anything regular. I wasn't prepared in any way, but I decided to see if I can at least do interval, let's say jog, walk, jog, walk, and I decided to first try and do 500 meters to 1 kilometer, and then switch to walk if I need to, and for a couple of minutes, and then come back and start jogging again. But the weather was so nice, and I was barefoot. The sand was so soft, and it was a low tide, so a lot of that beach and the bottom of the ocean or the bay was uncovered. So I decided to go for a run bare feet and without my top. So I was feeling very well, and there was no breeze even, so there was nothing to cool us down, and that affected my run in a specific way, because while the run itself was great, I started pushing myself a little bit, and eventually I didn't do any interval. I actually completed the continuous jog for 5 kilometers, which was great to feel. I hydrated myself, but even though I did that, the sheer pressure of the exercise and the strain on my body resulted in quite a serious headache, and I had that headache until the evening, and I still have it today. So it is kind of not pleasant feeling, and it's usually on those hot days. It's strange to say that in Ireland, hot days, but yeah, this is what it is. It's currently 22 degrees Celsius, and yesterday it was about 25, and it was full sun around 1 p.m. So probably one of the worst times of day that you can run in terms of heat. But yeah, we did it. We returned home, and with all that headache, I just took a quick shower and went to school to pick Julian. And when I returned with Julian and made him some meal to enjoy, I went to the sauna and started restacking the stones on the stove. It's quite a task, to be honest. It's like a 3D puzzles. You need to make sure that the stones are fairly tightly put together, and they are all uneven. They are not like stones that any of them, or none of them is repeated, or none of them looks the same. They are all different, and you need to put them fairly tight, but not too tight, to make sure that there's an airflow between them when they heat up, so they can release the heat, or the air can actually heat up as it flows through them and is released to the sauna. So I wasn't aware that there's so many stones until I took them off, and yeah, it was a challenge, but a good challenge. I enjoyed it. I now know how the stove looks like inside, how to clean it up, how to restack the stones. I've learned about 2 vents, like the access for soot cleaning or soot extraction. One of them was slightly loose because of the sauna moving constantly when we drive, and it uncovered a slight space or gap in between the lid and the hole, and that was one of the worrying signs that I think I spoke about in one of the episodes, where I thought that there's a crack in the stove, because I saw that little gap in the dark between the stones, and I saw the flame through it, well, the color of the flame, so which shouldn't happen, because the stove inside the sauna is kind of sealed. Obviously this space can loosen up, and this is what happened, but I was worried that it's a crack and I will have to fix it or replace the stove. Fortunately not. It's still in a very good shape. Stones are in a very, very good shape as well, so I don't need to replace them. After restacking the stones, we went to Rostacking for evening deploy, and that was terrible. The weather and the fact that it was a very high tide, peaking at the stage where we were just arriving at Rostacking, made finding space very difficult, and we were so far from the actual beach or the entrance, and I was worried that, well, first, nobody will come, and second, those people that booked or pre-booked will cancel. And it's obviously not a worry that was ever, you know, it would never realize itself or come to fruition. People are still happy to enjoy sauna even if it's not on the beach or directly on the ramp, because they are just, you know, pre-hypothermic after long stay in the ocean, and they just want to heat themselves up. And even if they look through the window and see the cars, it's still lovely weather, and it's pleasant feeling to heat yourself up there. So people joined, it was good, but as I said, we had to stay in a very far spot for a long time. Even when I was moving a little bit to the front over time, it was still very far. It was very busy, and that was the reason why we decided to try next day to go earlier and potentially leave sauna on the beach when we find a proper space. But about it, I will be updating you tomorrow. When we arrived home, it was pretty much time for ourselves. Julian went to play games, Elizabeth was watching something, and I tried to eat something and kill those headaches because they were still there, and they eased down overnight, but they are still there. One very important highlight: I purchased the drone, and not expected to buy this drone, but I'll talk about it probably in the next episode and next couple of episodes as it is shipped and it will arrive. It will be kind of repeating theme, and I will be testing it, so you might also see some videos from it. But for now, that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in. I always appreciate your time because it's your time. You can spend it on anything in your life, and you're deciding to spend it on reading the blog or watching me or listening to me, which is an immense thing to know that people value their time enough to spend it consuming my content. So I really appreciate. Huge thanks to you guys. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are on the globe. I know you are in different time zones. Stay tuned and see you again.